Dave Roberts making his way out of the Dodger dugout. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. 24 hours after starting and winning Game 6. Ready to do some heroic stuff. Coming on to face Kirk in a tie game in the bottom of the ninth.
Yatta Sensei talked to our training staff and said that he's available to pitch. And then so I didn't even talk to Yoshinobu at that time. I just made sure that Josh Bard, Mark Pryor, and pitching coaches made sure he was in the pen when the game started. And, you know, at that point in time, once I knew he was available, at some point I was going to try to get him in there.
試合始まる時には心の準備はしてましたけど、ブルペン向かう時には本当にこうブルペンに向かってる自分にこうなんていうんだろうすごい驚いたというか、ちょっと信じられないような。
So I was actually in the weight room, just kind of pacing around, and I didn't even see him warm up. I didn't see him warming up, so I didn't even know. And then I see because you have the broadcast, and then you have the high home, which is like a more live feed down there. And I was watching the high home, and I see someone running in. I'm like, "Is that Yosh?" And sure enough, it was. I was like, "This is badass."
One of my favorite videos that I've seen. And I saw this like a week or so after the World Series, and I sent it in the group chat, and everyone was dying laughing. But I think it was like the Raptors game or the hockey game that's there. They're watching on the big screen while the game is going on, and the broadcast cuts to Yoshinobu in the bullpen, and you hear the entire arena just groan. They all go, "Oh!" And it was like that guy was putting fear in an entire country.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto puts his name with Grover Cleveland Alexander in 1926 and Randy Johnson in 2001. One day after pitching Game 6, in relief in Game 7.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I can't even put into words. I mean, I know it's all hands on deck, but man, oh man.
もちろんめちゃくちゃ緊張して、その前日投げてたんで、そのいつもの緊張とは違ってもっとこう、不安な要素というか。本当に投げれるかなっていう、こうウォーミングアップも始めたけど、もしここでなんて言うんだろうな、投げれなかったらどうしようとか、そういうもうとにかくどうなるか分からなかったんで、マウンドに行くまで投げれるかも本当に分からなかったし、ちょっとそういった、なんかこうその2連投だから出た緊張はありました。とにかくスネルがマウンドに行ったら本当にこう覚悟を決めて。準備しようっていうのは思ってたら、本当にこうあっという間に、今まで見た全ての試合の中でも一番ぐらいこう早く試合が進んでいくような感覚でした。
You know, you don't like watching it a lot.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have you watch it and react.
You can just press play there at the top.
Yeah. This play is tough to watch.
Roller to second. Rojas comes home in time.
Wow. Yeah. You guys can see from my reaction, like I'm kind of like putting my hands on my knees because I was stumbling, and for a second, I believe that it was over.
So it was an in-between hop. He had to kind of fall back. He lost his balance a little bit, made a great strong throw. I thought he was out.
It was gonna be close because I knew he didn't have a big lead. And I knew obviously his bases loaded, so I just gotta get a force out. So you always know, like if it's hit to an infielder, they're usually out. The throw is gonna beat him, so you're just anticipating a bad throw. It's not like you gotta get a quick tag on a guy, or it's not, a burner speed or anything like that. So I wasn't too worried about that. You can kind of feel him. I thought he was out for sure, and then they replay it, and you kind of think, we have 2 replays in the postseason. So I kind of thought it was just one of those like, well, it's shot in the dark here. If we get it, they win the World Series. If not, we still have one more in our pocket kind of thing. And yeah, you see the replay on the scoreboard and you see my foot come up. I'm just like, oh, what? Like thinking that's not real kind of thing.
I knew when I threw the ball to the plate, I knew I beat the runner, but I didn't know about the part about Will. Foot coming up and down.
これもマウンドから見てたらこんなギリギリに見えなかったんですけど、後からこう映像を見るともう本当にあともう1センチとか2センチのタイミングだったんで、 本当にこの右のプレーも、まあ、ウィルもしっかりベースを踏み直すというか、なんて言うんだろうな、まあ、いろんな技術が詰まってるプレーだなと思いました。
This is a play that I think is the hardest play that I have to make in my life, in my career, because if I don't make this play, nothing else happened and nothing else mattered. To be honest with you, Freddie's homer in Game 3 don't matter. Will Klein, effort, all the innings that Yamamoto threw, all the innings that Will Smith catch, all the at-bats that Shohei have to take. I mean, the unbelievable game that Shohei have with 3 homers and 10 strikeouts, that goes out of the window if you don't win the World Series. I think that's why this play forever will be a great play, but to me it's kind of incredible that the ball found me again during this inning, and it was a bless for me to be able to pull it out.
You get anxiety thinking about what could have gone wrong or what would the reality be if, I did come off the base. Yeah, luckily I got it back down and call stats.
After review, the call is confirmed. The runner is out.
The call. Miguel Rojas, who was completely out of the picture 48 hours ago, has changed this World Series dramatically twice. Andy Pages replaces Tommy Edman, getting the stronger arms out there.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Andy just has more arm strength. And so I didn't want a medium fly ball to end the game.
Sí, o sea, siempre me preparo para, como si fuera a abrir el juego. Sabía que en cualquier momento el equipo podía necesitarme y sí, me mantuve listo y siempre pensando que el inning que venía era el que iba a entrar. Sí, mi primera mirada fue hacia Quique.
I see where the pitch was, and I thought that because the pitch was, from my point of view, it looked like it was going to bounce. I thought it was going to be a little blooper, so I took a slight step in.
And so he's kind of seeing the angle of the bat, the ball, and then he breaks in to then try to recover.
And then I start running back, and at that point I was like, I was running thinking, this is high enough, I'm going to be able to get to it. If I don't run into this wall and the wall knocks me down, I'm going to be able to catch this ball.
Yo lo vi a él corriendo bastante atrás y había una distancia larga para poder llegarle a la bola. Entonces lo único que pensé fue, si la bola está dentro del estadio, tengo que agarrarla de una forma u otra y traté de dar todo lo que tenía.
I'm just praying like somebody catches that ball.
この時もこの上がったフライがもうすごく長く感じましたし、なんかもうキケとパヘズがぶつかった時はなんていうんだろう、もう何が起こったか分からなくて。
Al principio solo, lo único que pensé fue agarré la bola y después como a unos pocos segundos fue que reaccioné y dije, chocamos, tengo que ver cómo él estaba y ahí fue cuando vi que él estaba en el piso y le pregunté si estaba bien.
I was, embarrassed because I thought we had lost the World Series, and I was laying face down on the ground, and I was like, this is the video that is going to get replayed forever in life, as this is how the Blue Jays won the World Series, and you're laying face down on the floor like a dead person, and then confused as to why Pages tried to kill me.
Que él no me respondió en un momento, simplemente me dijo si había agarrado la bola o no, y le dije que sí, entonces me dijo, pues todo está bien, vamos a seguir.
I just didn't put into consideration that my own teammate was just going to try and commit murder, and I'm just glad that he caught it, because otherwise I might have murdered him.
なんか野球のルール忘れたというか、アウトなんだけど何が起きたか分かんないというか、なんていうんだろう、本当にもうルール忘れましたね、この瞬間は。で取った後にウィルになんかアウトかどうか確認したんですけど、なんかもうその瞬間がなんていうんだろう、時が止まったようでした。
So I had him out there for his arm, but then it turns out that his glove and foot speed proved to be the difference in that big spot.
La emoción y la adrenalina del momento, yo creo que lo único que nos dio fue, yo creo que tenemos un gran chance de ahora a ganar este juego y simplemente fuimos al dugout. Nos felicitaron por la jugada que habíamos hecho, pero con la mente siempre de que ahora es que teníamos que dar lo mejor de nosotros para poder ganar el juego.
The first 2 outs on 3 pitches. Will Smith in the dirt, ball 1. Smith is 1 out of 5. Doubled and scored the first Dodger run.
Yeah, to center field, the ball was kind of going nowhere for us at least. But I hit the double off Scherzer earlier that game that didn't get out. I thought that was a homer. That was a key situation where we had to punch back. They had Bichette just hit the 3-run homer. We just had to punch back. But no, I felt really good that whole series at the plate. Felt really under control. So you kind of, when you know that, you kind of get not greedy, but I might have to take a chance and try to hit a homer. So I'm not that I was trying to hit a homer in that situation, but I know you just know exactly what you're doing and knowing, I'm a guy that needs to try the ball here and then try to get on second and then they can hit me in. I had hit a couple cutters and hitter counts just kind of off the end of the bat. Maybe get a little too amped up trying to do some damage. And I just remember trying to get on base. It was 2-0 and I thought he was going to go cutter, maybe curveball, even in the cut already, but I'm just going to try to hit something in the right field. Just to stay through it a little more so I don't hit it off the end of the bat. And it hung. Started right where I was wanting it to. It hung and got in the air to left field.
Smith hits a high fly ball to deep left field. It's got a chance. It is gone. It's Will Smith in Game 7.
いやもう本当にすごいですね、この場面でホームラン打てるっていうのは。この時かな、確かカーショーがブルペンで喜んで走り回ってたんですけど、それもすごいいいなと思いました。
Will is a guy that I mean, still he's an all-star. WBC catcher. I still think he's underrated because of all the star power we have, but he just has a knack for big hits. He is just such a tough competitor, and to have a guy like Will Smith for me to count on, he's just dependable.
I mean, that's what every kid dreams of. Is Game 7 in the World Series. It's extra innings, hitting a homer. I think the only thing that would make cooler is if it's we're at home and you do it. It's a walk-off. But yeah, I don't know. It's just something I'll never forget. Yeah, it's pretty special.
At the beginning of the year, I had no real expectations that I was going to make it the whole year short. I thought I'd play half the year and it would go, kind of average, and then we'd need to get Miggy in there just because I know how good Miggy is at short. And, I have no ego, so I don't mind moving it, kicking out, and doing whatever it takes to win. And as the season kept going, I kept getting a little better and a little better. And going into playoffs, I was really nervous. I was really, really nervous because I had never played short in playoffs. And the magnitude of the plays I've never felt. And so, even just in the third inning of any random game in the World Series, how important that play is, I've never felt. And so, I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to handle that. But hard work pays off. Woody believed in me. Miggy played a really big role in giving me confidence and showing me that I can do it. Obviously, Woody as well. Both of those guys really helped me mentally get through it.
So, tying run 90 feet away, winning run on base. Alejandro Kirk coming up.
As a player, you're obviously thinking about let's get this double play to win, but you're also thinking about let's do everything we can to just get out of here tie, because guy on third, less than 2 outs, it's a very high chance that guy's going to score in the big leagues. So I was thinking, even if we got to knock the ball down as an infield, catch everything, because just so it can be a sac fly, we can't let the guy on first get the second to get in scoring position. So that's really, you're just going through the scenarios of what can I do at first to stop this guy at first to getting to second. So I'm sorry, fans, but I was not thinking about though. Obviously, that was one of the options, and we were hoping that we would get that. But in that situation, in the big leagues, you're just trying to get out of there with a tie game. And then we get to 2 strikes, and Yoshi throws the perfect cutter away, and you see the broken bat, and I'm just waiting for Mookie to field it and throw it. It's just.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Kirk bounces one up the middle, bats to the bag, over to first to beat the champ. You gotta knock him out.
I saw him make that play thousands of times throughout the course of the year, and it took him a little bit to get used to, you know, the motion of doing that play. It's a unique arm slot. You're running across the bag. You know, your feet aren't getting set. And when Mook first started, it wasn't, you know, he's so athletic, he's able to make it work, but it wasn't pretty. And just as the year went on, he worked at it so much, and I was out there so much with him every day seeing him work on it. To see the season end with him making that exact play that I'd seen him work on thousands of times, for me, that stands out to me the most, just because I know what kind of work the guy put in, and just knowing how much it meant to him to be able to be the guy making that play.
Yeah, getting that last out, the double play to Mook, who just transitioned to shortstop, is a little poetic, and making such a good play on a tough, you know, he made it look very easy, but it's still a tough play to make.
You know, I think he's won 4 rings, and I don't know if he's ever made the last out. That play was a play that he worked on a lot last year, and trying to not lose the ball arm side, and he prepares every day like it's game 7, and we were in a game 7, and so I was happy because, you know, you look back at that year and there were some shortstop struggles, and, you know, him taking on shortstop for the team and to try to make us better, and then so for it to kind of play out where the double play ground ball to make that difficult play, fielding it, going to his left, throwing on the run. I was just happy for him and just everyone. But yeah, Mookie, he went through a lot last year, and he was there when we needed him most.
For me, I made that play 1,000 times in practice. And so it just shows that practice really does pay off. And if you practice hard, practice the right way, it doesn't matter if it's game 7 or in the World Series or game 1 of the regular season. The play is the play, and it's you just take it for what it is.
The Dodgers stand tall and win back-to-back titles.
So I met Doc about an hour after the game. I had the ball in my pocket still, and I met him in his office and gave it to him. That's how I like to do it. I don't want to keep anything for myself, so I just presented Doc with the ball, and because I know it's special to him, and he works so hard, he deserves everything. So I like to catch it because I know the manager is going to get the ball at the end.
That meant everything. I think Freddie is one of the players I respect more than anyone that I've ever been around. And for him to give me the game ball, players don't do that in baseball to their managers. And for him to do that for me meant everything, because it was heartfelt, it was intentional, and to kind of see that, Doc, you really, we believe in you, we trust you, and you were a big part of this, it's something I'm going to cherish forever.